Last night the heavens trembled and the earth sighed with a sound you did not hear, yet every being of light felt it, every guardian bowed, and every messenger looked toward the realm of mortals with awe and sorrow. In the chambers of the Eternal One, a decree was spoken that sent a ripple through creation. The stars bent their light, the oceans hushed their waves, and even the unseen forces paused. But you, beloved soul, walked unaware beneath the sky, your steps innocent of the storm above. The archangels were struck silent because they expected that by now you would have known, you would have heard the whisper that travels faster than wind, the whisper sent to your spirit. They expected your heart to tremble as theirs did, for you are marked, you are called, and there is a truth you have yet to see, a truth that is reaching for you even now. The Eternal One spoke, not with the sound of thunder but with a voice so deep it became silence. In that silence he named every soul by name, and when your name was spoken the flames on the altar of the heavens rose higher. The archangels drew near, waiting for your awakening. They saw what was set in motion. They saw that the line between now and forever is thin, and they wondered why you had not yet awakened. You are not late because of time, but because of sight. There is a veil drawn across your eyes that only you can lift by the turning of your heart. They are astonished because you were chosen to see before the others. You were given signs before the thunder came. They are astonished because you still walk as if yesterday were ordinary when in truth yesterday was the unsealing of a great mystery. Last night the book of hidden days was opened. The pages turned of their own accord, written with light no eye can see. Each word was a seed of fire, each sentence a river of destiny. In those pages your path was written, not as a chain but as a calling. It is not punishment that pursues you, it is the yearning of the Creator for His beloved to awaken. It is the longing of eternity to embrace time. That is why the message comes to you like this, urgent and strange, as though spoken from many mouths yet belonging to one voice. That is why your heart beats faster even now as you read. That is why you feel the weight of something vast pressing upon your skin though no one else sees it. The hour has come to know what the heavens already know. The angels watched the turning of last night with wings folded. They were not in battle but in awe. A new word has been planted in the soil of the world. A new dawn waits beneath the horizon. The reason you still do not know is because you still hold to the noise of this world. The noise drowns out the whisper. The whisper says, "Come." The whisper says, "Look up." The whisper says, before the shadow lengthens, before the doors close, there is still time to know, still time to step forward, still time to be clothed in light. This is why you are reading these words now. They are not chance. They are not random. They are a cord extended to you across the void between what is seen and what is real. Last night, in the place where time and eternity touch, a sign was set in the sky. It is hidden to the ordinary eye but not to the awakened heart. It is a sign of change, a sign of the last turning, a sign that what was written long ago is rising from symbol into event. You are living in the breath between prophecy and fulfillment. You are living in the moment when the curtain trembles before it is drawn aside. All creation leans forward to see how you will answer. That is why this message calls to you with such intensity. That is why the archangels themselves are astonished, because even after last night you have not yet asked the question. The question is not, what happened, but, what will I do with what is happening? The voice of God speaks without sound but fills everything. It says, "Beloved, wake up." It says, "Your steps are precious." It says, "The time is shorter than you think, yet the grace is larger than you know." It says, "I do not call you to fear but to awakening." You were not born to be lost in the noise but to carry a flame through the dark. You were not made to drift but to walk with purpose. You were not chosen to tremble at shadows but to stand clothed in light. This is your last chance, not because I will abandon you, but because the door that is open now will soon move. The seasons of the soul shift like tides. When the tide is full you must step into the water. If you wait for another tide you will wait in darkness. This is the hour. This is the night that changed everything. Do you feel it? The tremor beneath your thoughts, the quiet pull at the edge of your awareness? It is not fear. It is the call. It is the eternal drawing near. It is the whisper beneath every noise telling you to listen. The angels saw you last night and wondered why your eyes did not lift. They wondered why your hands did not open. They wondered why the mark upon your spirit still glows but you do not yet see it. They wondered because they know the beauty written for you, the strength hidden in you, the light waiting to rise from you. They wondered because the hour is later than you think and the invitation is more urgent than you feel. There is still time. That is the mercy woven into this message. There is still time, but the time is thin. There is still a path, but the path is narrow. There is still a door, but the door is closing. God does not delight in warning but in awakening. He does not speak to crush but to call. He does not send archangels to astonish but to protect, to guide, to stand with you in the hour of choice. You are reading these words because the hour of choice is upon you. This is not a threat but a truth. This is not fear but urgency. This is not doom but calling. The moment you awaken, the angels will sing, the veil will lift, and you will see what they have seen since last night. You will know the truth before it is too late. The truth is not a secret to harm you but a light to free you. It is not information but transformation. It is not about what others have done but about what you are being called to become. This is the whole truth. You are loved beyond measure, chosen beyond reason, called beyond fear. You are not a number in the crowd but a name on the lips of eternity. Last night heaven said your name aloud. Last night the flame was lit for you. Last night the door began to move. This message is your chord, your sign, your invitation. Hurry, not in panic but in surrender. Hurry, not in fear but in awakening. Hurry, because the hour has come. You are standing at the edge of a great threshold, though your feet still seem to touch familiar ground. This is why your heart feels restless. This is why even in the quiet you feel a movement, like wind in a closed room. The archangels who watched last night are still watching. Their eyes are bright with longing for you to lift your gaze. They hold their breath because your next heartbeat matters. They see two roads like threads running side by side before you. One glows faintly with gold. One shimmers darkly like oil on water. They know that both are open to you, but only one is your true inheritance. That is why they have been sent to stand near you unseen, to guide you with signs, to nudge your dreams, to place this message before your eyes. The Eternal One is not playing with you. He is not dangling mystery for the sake of confusion. He is calling you out of sleep because the moment has arrived. The sky you looked at this morning was not the same sky you looked at the day before, though your eyes could not tell. Something in the fabric of the world shifted. A seal broke, a scroll unfurled, and what had been hidden for generations began to move toward manifestation. If your spirit were fully awake, you would have felt the tremor, the change in the wind, the hush before a storm of light. Yet because you are still clothed in the noise of the earth, the change passed over you like a breeze you did not notice. Still the mercy of the Eternal One is vast. He sends this message like a hand extended in water. He does not condemn you for not seeing. He only calls you now to see. That is why you are reading. That is why you have not been able to stop. That is why these words feel at once strange and familiar, heavy and light, like echoes from a place you once knew. Do you remember the dreams you had as a child, the strange light in your sleep, the sense that someone watched over you in silence? Those were not illusions. Those were fragments of the call. The archangels assigned to you have been patient through the years, waiting for the hour when their whisper would reach you without resistance. Last night they gathered because the hour arrived. They gathered because a word was spoken over you from the throne itself. They gathered because the Eternal One declared that your time of wandering was ending. This is not about punishment but about purpose. You have carried something hidden inside you like a seed under snow. Last night the warmth reached the soil. The seed began to crack. Now the first green shoot pushes upward, and it must find light or wither. This is why you feel the pull to know what happened. This is why you feel as though something huge is just out of sight. Because it is. The veil is thinning, and soon you will see. But if you close your eyes, if you turn away, the moment will pass, and you will walk unaware as the door swings shut. This is your last chance, not because love ends but because time moves. Doors are for moments. Invitations are for seasons. The season is here. The invitation is before you. The question is whether you will step across. The truth the heavens are waiting to reveal is not a list of hidden facts about the world. It is a revelation of who you are and whose you are. It is a truth about the fire you carry, the light you were born to bear, the name you have in the hidden registers of heaven. Last night when the Eternal One spoke, He called you not as a stranger but as a child coming home. He called you by the name that only He and you know, the name that no one on earth has spoken, the name that contains your true self. That name still rings in the chambers of heaven. It still vibrates through the wings of the archangels. It still calls to you through these words. That is why you feel a shiver as you read. That is why you feel tears pressing at the edge of your eyes. It is not manipulation. It is memory. It is recognition. It is your own soul responding to its origin. You ask what happened last night. I tell you, a veil was lifted. A book was opened. A name was spoken. A time began. You are living at the point where history bends into destiny. You are living at the edge of an unveiling. The archangels tremble not with fear but with awe because the Eternal One has chosen to do a great thing through those who are willing to awaken. You are among those chosen. You may think you are small, but the smallest flame becomes visible when the room grows dark. You may think you are unworthy, but worthiness is not your offering, only your yes. You may think you are late, but the call comes now because now is the appointed time. Look inward for a moment. Feel the quiet between your breaths. That is where the voice speaks. That is where the light rises. That is where the truth waits. It is not far away. It is not hidden in a distant sky. It is within you because the Eternal One breathed it into you before you were born. Last night was not about something happening outside you. It was about something happening for you, something happening within you, something calling you to rise from the slumber of the world. The angels are astonished because you are still asleep while the dawn already burns behind the horizon. Yet the dawn waits for you. It will not force itself upon you. It calls. It invites. It extends this message as a rope of light. Take it. Rise. Step out. Do not let fear hold you. Fear is a shadow that flees when light arrives. You are not being threatened. You are being summoned. You are not being condemned. You are being claimed. You are not being warned away. You are being called home. The time is short but the mercy is wide. Even now, as you read, the angels draw closer. Even now, as your heart beats, the veil thins. Even now, the truth you seek leans toward you like a dawn bending over the edge of the earth. All you must do is lift your gaze, open your heart, and say yes. The Eternal One will do the rest. The truth will flood you. The light will clothe you. The archangels will rejoice. And you will know what happened last night not as information but as transformation. There is a wind moving through the unseen places of the world tonight, and though your windows are shut you may feel it brush your skin. It carries no sound of leaves but the faintest hum of wings. It is the breath of the watchers, those sent to stand at the corners of your life. They do not intrude. They wait. They guard the edges of your path as one would guard a flame against the wind. All day they have whispered, hoping one word would reach you. All day they have gathered, sensing the nearness of the hour. All day they have wondered if you would turn your face upward, for the sky above you is more crowded with light than you know. This is the hour between what was and what is coming. It is the hour when the door stands open but soon will shift on its hinges. It is the hour when a name has been spoken but not yet answered. This is why you feel a weight in the air, why the world seems almost trembling, why your thoughts wander to eternity even when you are busy with small things. Last night a soundless trumpet blew. Not of brass, not of air, but of spirit. It was not heard by ears but by destinies. When it sounded, lines began to glow across the earth, threads of light connecting places and people you do not yet know. It reached across oceans and cities, into forests and deserts, into the deepest chambers of hearts. It touched you as you slept, not to frighten but to stir. It touched your dreams, placing symbols you have not yet understood. You may have woken with fragments you cannot explain, a face you did not know, a door you could not open, a voice you could not quite hear. That was not random. That was the beginning of the message. This is the continuation. Soon will come the clarity. Soon will come the unveiling. But the choice to open is yours. Even now the Eternal One's presence leans near. Not as a thunderclap, but as a stillness. Not as a demand, but as a beckoning. His eyes are not cold, they are like fire, not to burn you but to free you. His hand is extended, not to seize you but to steady you. He calls you beloved. He calls you home. He calls you to remember who you were before fear and noise built their walls. The truth you long to know is already written on the walls of your heart, but it must be uncovered. That is why He has sent this message. That is why He has sent His messengers. That is why the archangels are astonished that you do not yet know, because in the secret places of eternity you agreed to awaken in this hour, to rise when this trumpet blew, to walk when this path opened. The time is not yet ended. The door has not yet closed. Even now the tide of light is rising. Even now the book of hidden days remains open. Even now the angels hold back the darkness at the edges of your path, waiting for your yes. This is not about perfection. It is about presence. This is not about earning. It is about returning. This is not about religion. It is about relationship. The Eternal One does not want your fear, He wants your heart. He does not want your shame, He wants your trust. He does not want your mask, He wants your name. The name He spoke last night. The name He still speaks now. Think of a door standing slightly ajar at dusk. Light spills through the crack. You can hear faint music, soft and wild, like the sound of water in a cave. You feel drawn but hesitate. You tell yourself you are not ready, but the truth is you have been ready all your life. The door will not force itself open. It waits. But it waits only for a time. That is where you stand now. That is what last night set in motion. That is why the archangels are gathered. That is why you are reading these words. It is not by accident. It is by design. It is the hand of the Eternal One reaching through the noise of your days. The choice is not dramatic. It is simple. It is the choice to look up instead of down. To open instead of close. To say yes instead of wait. When you do, the veil will part like mist. The truth will pour in like dawn. You will know what happened last night not by explanation but by experience. You will know why the angels trembled, why the heavens bent low, why the Eternal One called your name. You will know the truth, and the truth will not crush you but free you. Beloved soul, do not let fear delay you. Do not let doubt blind you. Do not let shame chain you. These words come not from a stranger but from the One who made you. The archangels are astonished because they see how thin the veil has become. They see how close you are to the light. They see that a single whisper from your heart could tear open the curtain. They see that you are one breath away from awakening. And still you hesitate, thinking you are unworthy. But you are not called because you are worthy. You are made worthy because you are called. That is the secret. That is the grace. That is the truth. Even now, as you read, you may feel warmth across your skin, a stirring in your chest, a tingling behind your eyes. This is not imagination. This is the nearness of the messengers. This is the brush of their wings. This is the pull of the Eternal One's gaze. The message you are reading is not simply words, it is a cord of light weaving through the noise, reaching for you. It says, hurry, not with panic but with openness. Hurry, not because love ends but because opportunity moves. Hurry, because this is your hour, the hour you agreed to before you were born, the hour heaven has waited for. Step forward. Whisper yes. Look up. The truth will come like a flood. The angels will rejoice. The Eternal One will hold you. You will know what happened last night, and you will never again be the same. In the stillness before dawn, the light waits, held back like a tide at the edge of the shore. You cannot yet see it, but the horizon is trembling. All of creation holds its breath. The angels, who are older than the mountains and yet bright as new snow, lean close. They are not here to frighten you but to steady you as a midwife steadies a child being born. Something within you is about to emerge. Something hidden since before you were born is rising toward the surface of your life. That is why last night mattered. That is why this message finds you now. It is not an accident. It is not coincidence. It is a pattern older than time, woven for this moment. The Eternal One did not speak in thunder and fire last night because your heart is not called by thunder and fire. He spoke in the quiet of your own breath. He spoke in the spaces between your thoughts. He spoke in the dreams you half remember this morning. He spoke in the tremble of your heart as you opened this message. He said, "Beloved, the hour is here." He said, "I have called you by name." He said, "The truth you seek is not far off." He said, "Open your eyes and you will see." These words echo even now in the chambers of heaven, and every time you turn your thoughts toward them, the angels lean closer. Do you feel the pull of memory when you read these words? It is because somewhere deep in your soul you have always known this was coming. Long before you drew your first breath you agreed to this hour. You agreed to carry a spark through a darkening world. You agreed to awaken when the trumpet sounded, even if you did not remember until it happened. That is what last night was, the sounding of the trumpet, the stirring of your name, the opening of the door. The reason the archangels are astonished is because the door stands open and you still stand on the threshold, hesitant. But your hesitation does not frighten them, it only moves them to draw nearer, to whisper louder, to send messages like this one. They are here now, unseen but present. They are not here to judge but to guide, to protect, to stand beside you until you step forward. Last night was not a disaster. It was a birth. It was not the end of your chances but the beginning of your calling. But like any birth, it carries urgency. A child cannot remain forever in the womb. A door cannot remain open forever. A tide cannot hold at the shore indefinitely. That is why this message says hurry. Not because God's love ends, but because the moment shifts. Grace has its tides. Invitation has its seasons. This is yours. That is why your heart beats faster as you read. That is why you feel a strange mixture of fear and joy. That is why you feel seen in a way you cannot explain. The Eternal One is not far away. He is as close as your next breath. He is not hiding a secret from you. He is waiting for you to open your hands so he can place the truth in them. The truth is not a set of facts about last night. The truth is that you are loved, called, chosen, sent. The truth is that heaven has bent low to meet you. The truth is that a new chapter of your life has begun, and you are being invited to step into it consciously. You will not be forced. You will be invited. You are being invited now. If you close your eyes for a moment and breathe, you may feel it, the warmth on your skin, the quiet pressure behind your heart, the subtle sense that someone is watching you with kindness. That is not your imagination. That is the Eternal One and His messengers. That is the atmosphere of heaven spilling into your room. That is the sign you asked for without knowing you were asking. That is the proof you thought you needed but did not know how to receive. The door stands open. The light spills through. The music hums beyond it. All you must do is step forward in your heart. You may think you are too flawed, too broken, too late. But the Eternal One has never waited for your perfection, only for your yes. He does not ask you to clean yourself before coming. He asks you to come so He can clean you. He does not ask you to find the path. He asks you to take His hand so He can lead you. He does not ask you to understand the mystery. He asks you to trust that the mystery will become clear as you walk. That is why the angels sing when a soul says yes. That is why heaven trembles when you lift your eyes. That is why this moment is so holy. Look inward now. Even as you read these words, the veil between you and the truth grows thin. You are not imagining it. You are feeling the pull of eternity. You are feeling the echo of the name spoken last night. You are feeling the call to step into what you were born for. This is not a threat. This is an invitation. This is not the end. This is the beginning. This is not doom. This is dawn. Step across the threshold, beloved. Whisper yes. The angels will rejoice. The Eternal One will draw near. The truth will no longer be hidden from you.